What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're going to be doing a Charlotte Hornets rebuild. Not sure what to call this video yet, but as we know, they are in a very tough situation because their offseason was supposed to be relatively simple. Max out Miles Bridges, keep him alongside Melo Ball for the foreseeable future, but that all went down the drain when, of course, he got in trouble the day before free agency, and he's now kind of unsignable at this point, or it'd look very bad on your team if you did sign him. So today we're going to be doing probably like a post Miles Bridges Charlotte Hornets rebuild, something along the lines of that. So let's go ahead and get right into this. Before we get into today's video, guys, make sure you drop a like this one. Of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. They'd be greatly appreciated as we are just continuing to try to grow this one, as your guys' support has been amazing. So if we take a look at the roster as constructed right now, without, of course, Miles Bridges, he was supposed to be joining this team, obviously. And unfortunately, that's just probably not going to happen anymore. I don't know if they have officially renounced his rights yet or pulled his qualifying offer just yet. Don't think it's official yet. I've heard rumors they're going to, which obviously makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for them. So we're going to renounce Miles Bridges, and then Cody Martin we need to bring back, which I already have him on his contract. So there we go. We got that solved. But basically, this is going to be your Hornets roster, I think, going into next season. It's like LaMelo Ball, Rozier, Cody Martin, and you got Gordon Hayward, Kelly Oubre, Washington, McDaniels, then Mark Williams. So obviously, without Miles Bridges, this definitely looks like a tough situation. So I don't know what I don't know what the Hornets plan on doing in real life. They're probably going to still try to compete. Obviously, maybe they make a crazy trade. Maybe they're part of one of these Kevin Durant trades that go down this offseason or something along the lines of that. But we should try to make something happen for sure, where we make this team better around LaMelo Ball. So whether that's bottoming out this season, or maybe just kind of tanking like I just said, or what, I don't know what we're going to do. Basically, I think we're stuck with this roster as is as of right now. It is not a very talented roster outside of LaMelo Ball. It's tough. So Gordon Hayward can't stay healthy. Rozier is solid. PJ Washington is probably our brand new starting power forward now with Miles Bridges gone, and then Oubre obviously is on an expiring contract. So we could get aggressive right now, and we could make a trade probably for like a John Collins or something like that. But I kind of prefer to just kind of go the route of just being bad, maybe. Just kind of trying to be bad. Maybe tank, maybe get #1 pick in the draft. Do we even have our pick next year? That's probably something I should look at, actually. So we do not own our pick next year. So maybe that changes everything. Why would we want to bottom out? That actually don't make sense to do. So that changes everything. We don't even have our own pick, unless if it's lottery protected, which it might be, but I'm assuming it's not. So I think the Knicks have it, don't they? Or did they trade it to the Pistons? The Pistons have it? I have no idea where this pick. Where's my pick at? I gotta find out. I gotta see what the protections are. Oh, here. No, that's not it. I gotta find it real quick. So my pick is actually protected top 16. So I guess we're in a good position if we do end up in the lottery. So I just had to make sure before I decide to bottom out real quick. So what I want to do is I want to make some trades this offseason to kind of make this roster worse and probably give my young guys a little bit more minutes. So Kelly Oubre, this is the move. This is the route I want to go personally. This is the route I want to go. So that's what I plan on doing here. So as far as if I traded Kelly Oubre right now, the Pelicans want me to take on Devontae Graham's contract. They give me a future first-round pick. What pick is that? Los Angeles Lakers unprotected to take on Devontae Graham's contract in 2024. They're probably saying the Lakers would be good at that point. Sure, I'll make this trade. We bring Devontae Graham back to the Charlotte Hornets. Yes, we take on some salary, which sucks, but getting a first-round pick and gathering some assets, I'm totally okay with. So next is the Gordon Hayward thing. I want to solve that this offseason again. I want to give my young guys all the minutes in the world here is what I'm trying to solve at this point in moment. So let's go ahead and probably trade away Gordon Hayward if we can. Try to get rid of him as much as possible. Probably not going to be able to, but this is just me trying to give all the young guys the minutes. So this was kind of been talked about a little bit, where obviously the Lakers get rid of Russell Westbrook's contract. They get Gordon Hayward, but I don't see why they'd want Gordon Hayward all that badly, obviously. If it was the case, it probably would have happened already. The Spurs give me a pick for Gordon Hayward. Bro, Gordon Hayward's just going to be so hard to move, to be honest with you. So, not really sure. I mean, unless it was like a 3-team trade with the Lakers, I don't see why the Lakers would want Gordon Hayward. This is the favorite trade, obviously, but I don't see the Lakers doing something like that. They don't make a lot of sense for them to do. So, next would be like Terry Rozier. If we could find a way to trade him as well, maybe get like a first or two for him this offseason, get something for him. You got Tyus Jones in a second, Evan Fournier in a first-round pick from the Knicks. Kind of like the idea of that. Russell Westbrook in a first-round pick. So the Lakers get Devontae Graham and Rozier for Russell Westbrook in a first. I mean, I guess if they were desperate and they realized they weren't getting Kyrie Irving, they could do something like that. I mean, but it seems like Kyrie Irving to the Lakers is so inevitable at this point. And the Spurs, the Thunder off me a first, don't make any sense. So And then the Warriors, I don't make any sense. So this is my favorite trade. I think I'm going to make this trade to Lakers. So we're going to give them Rozier and Devontae Graham. They give us a first-round pick, and we take on Russell Westbrook's contract. So get Russell Westbrook for this year, and probably just going to low-key buy him out, to be honest with you. I don't really want him here in Charlotte. We pay the rest of his salary this season. Don't stretch it, obviously, and then we kind of have him not on the roster. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to release him. I don't want him here, and I kind of want to bottom out. So we get Russell Westbrook in a first, and we buy out Russell Westbrook. He's free to go sign wherever he wants. Gordon Hayward is just going to be so tough to get rid of, so I think I'm stuck with him. So we got rid of Oubre and Rozier, and we're going a different direction with this team. We are bottoming out, and we're going to try to suck. We're tanking, I guess. I don't know if LaMelo's going to allow that, so not sure if this was the correct direction to go in, but you know what? With Miles Bridges being gone, we need more talent, and we do not have that right now. So Gordon Hayward's contract is going to be expiring next season, so that's either going to be a contract that we can use in a trade, or we're just going to try to get rid of it all in general. So I think keeping Gordon Hayward is definitely solid for next year. And then Cody Martin, I actually want to go ahead and give James Bouknight those minutes, to be honest with you. I want to start James Bouknight this year. I do. So I did not mean to switch it for Gordon Hayward, though. So we're going to give Cody Martin about 21, and then James Bouknight is going to play that 28 minutes next to LaMelo. So we're going to see how things go this year. I'm not expecting to be very good, but I'm assuming Melo Ball is going to push us over the edge a little bit. So they do have Kenny Atkinson as the head coach in this file, which obviously he is not the head coach in real life. So maybe I should just go ahead and fire him, since obviously he's not the real head coach. So we'll go ahead and do that. So head coach is obviously Steve Clifford. I don't think he's in 2K, so I'll just grab like Sheldon Lowe for this season, and that's just going to have to be how it is. So if Steve Clifford was here, obviously I would hire him, but he's not. So proficiency, we are going to have it. No, that's not what I want. So proficiency, we 3.5-star perimeter centric. So we're going to assimilate this year. I don't know if LaMelo is going to allow us to suck, but I'm hoping we're a lottery team this year. That way we can get our pick, and then we can have a high draft pick, and maybe potential assets to make a trade or draft. We'll see what happens. At the end of the season, Luka Doncic wins MVP. Chet is your Rookie of the Year on the Thunder. Drummond 6th man. Giannis Defensive Player. Jaws Most Improved. And Willie Green Coach of the Year. Tool is your executive. So Melo Ball made an All-NBA first team, as we did end up getting into the play-in tournament. So 3 years in a row where we've been in the play-in tournament. James Bouknight averaged 16 next to LaMelo. That's very promising to see. 15 from Gordon Hayward, 13 or 14 from Washington, 10 in about 2 blocks per game for Mark Williams, which we love to see. Emmanuel Mudiay was on the roster getting some minutes, I guess, that McDaniels with 9. So definitely a nice group of pieces we have on this roster. I low-key do not want to win. I want to get eliminated here. So hopefully that is the case. No, we win and we're in the playoffs. Damn, bro. I really wanted to be a bottom team, but LaMelo Ball was not going to allow that. So we gathered some assets, though. So thankfully what we could do with Gordon Hayward's contract this offseason is try to match salary with some, star that's potentially disgruntled and pair him alongside LaMelo Ball. So that's what we're going to try to do. So Boston is what we get in the first round. So LaMelo was not going to allow us to miss the playoffs. Somebody cut around against Boston. We should get eliminated pretty badly here, and we do. So I mean, since our pick is top 60 protected, we might still be able to keep it low-key. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but the Nets go on to win the championship, which is kind of ironic because obviously they're in a weird situation right now, but the Grizzlies do lose to them at 4. So to the draft lottery we go, and let's see where our pick falls. So is it in the top 16? It is. Yes, it's 15. So we do keep our pick because it is top 16 protected, like I said. So that's really comes in handy. So the Spurs do not get that pick. It's actually ours, which is freaking awesome. So Sheldon Lowe, since we just made the playoffs with him, I'll just go ahead and keep him. And then we're looking to make a trade this offseason. Now that we have our pick and we have assets, we have Gordon Hayward's expiring contract, we're looking to pair a star next to LaMelo. That's what I want to do, because I honestly wanted to, tank and be bad, but LaMelo was not going to allow that. So we'll go this route instead, and we're going to try to get somebody really good this offseason to pair alongside LaMelo. So that's going to be the game plan. So to the draft night we go. We got to get our pick back, and then Gordon Hayward's salary should get us somebody hopefully really good to pair alongside LaMelo Ball for the rest of the video and be the guy Miles Bridges was supposed to be. So when we take a look at team intel and kind of see where things could be going, obviously there's a few guys that make sense, but the guy I really want the most, and I think it could definitely be possible, especially after a year like this, is going to be Donovan Mitchell on the Utah Jazz. Imagine Donovan Mitchell and LaMelo Ball in the backcourt together. I think we could definitely pair something really nice here. So the Jazz missed the playoffs, which obviously has to, upset Donovan Mitchell, and the Jazz should just go bottom out and tank and just trade him away. So that's what we're going to try to do. That's going to be our first goal, is get Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz. They don't list him as untouchable, and I like the idea of Donovan Mitchell here in Charlotte next to LaMelo Ball. So Give Donovan Mitchell and LaMelo Ball together. That could be very, very fun. So what I want to do is obviously throw Gordon Hayward's expiring money in this. We're going to have probably James Bouknight in the trade as well. He'd probably have to be in it. Kai Jones would probably have to be in it. So that's 3 guys right there. And then probably have to trade my 15th pick and my future first round pick, Lakers unprotected. And then let's trade another one, 2025 unprotected. So all this for Donovan Mitchell. Do they accept this trade? Because this is a big haul for Mitchell. Do they accept? And they do. So just like that, we get Donovan Mitchell here in Charlotte next to LaMelo Ball, which is what we wanted to accomplish. So now that things did not work out with Miles Bridges, instead we gather assets, we collect them, and we give them to Donovan, or get them to get Donovan Mitchell. Let's go. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So now we have a backcourt of LaMelo Ball and Donovan Mitchell. Very, very excited about that. I do want to resign PJ Washington. Mark Williams is going to be our center still. He did solid. And then obviously we're just going to let the other guys just kind of develop, and we'll see how things go. So do we still have our 26th pick in this draft? I think we do, and we have a few seconds as well. So let's go into 26, and let's see what we can grab at 26. We have Cason Wallace, so I'll grab him as my backup point guard, and I'll let CPU draft all the second rounders. So just like that, we're going to sign Fudge in Washington and Mojave King. Player options, we got Lonzo, or LaMelo, I should say, JT Thor and Bryce McGowan's. Bring them all back. Qualifying offers, Guy Lewis, PJ Washington, and Nick Richards, so we'll bring them back. And then free agency time, as we do have, obviously, PJ Washington's a free agent, wanting some, definitely a handful of money. So if we look at the roster as it is right now, Wallace is our backup point guard. You have Cody Martin as your backup shooting guard, and then Donovan Mitchell. Fine with that. Fudge, JT Thor. So we do need a better starting small forward for sure. And then PJ Washington's going to be our power forward probably. And then small forward definitely needs to be resolved for sure. So as far as money is concerned, small forwards, we have like DeAndre Hunter out here. You have like Cameron Reddish, THT. So we might be able to sign a small forward in free agency. If we could like steal DeAndre Hunter from Atlanta, obviously that would be awesome. That's kind of ideal actually. And Washington on top of that. And then obviously I could sign like a Miles Turner as well. But I mean, is there anybody I could trade away to kind of sell that small forward spot? I don't think there is. Like I could throw Martin's salary out there, but I don't know what kind of small forward we would get from doing that. So if we threw Martin's salary out there, small forwards, that might make sense here in Charlotte, just to keep kind of building what we're building on. And they got like Connaughton, DeAndre. So I think we should just sign DeAndre Hunter, to be honest with you. We should just try to steal DeAndre Hunter from Atlanta if we can. So I'm going to offer DeAndre Hunter a contract, and then I do want PJ Washington back as well. So 4-year, $50 million for DeAndre Hunter, potentially come to Charlotte. And then Washington, I'll keep an eye on. We are obviously not keeping James Bouknight. We traded him the Jazz trade. So DeAndre Hunter comes over to Charlotte, and Washington wants a bag, but I do like him as my starting power forward going forward. So I'm going to go ahead and give, we're going to match that offer sheet, and we're going to have PJ Washington back. And then I do want McDaniels back as well as my backup power forward. So spending some money, but I'm okay with that. I don't want to renounce McDaniels. I actually want him back, believe it or not. And Nick Richards, I mean, if he comes back, that would be awesome. If not, no big deal. So now we kind of have an interesting roster of like Wallace, LaMelo, Donovan Mitchell, Cody Martin, and then DeAndre Hunter, Alex Fudge. You have Washington, McDaniels, and then you have Mark Williams. So yeah, this is an interesting roster you have in Charlotte now with Mitchell, and then of course Melo as your backcourt. In Washington, Mark Williams. So I kind of like where we're going. And DeAndre Hunter is kind of your new 3-and-D wing. So I like it. So Melo, Donovan Mitchell, Washington. So we might have to make another trade down the line because I'm not sure how what the potential of this roster would be. I mean, I like the forwards we have, obviously, but not really sure if this is going to ever win a championship, at least in 2K here. So love the trade we made initially, but we might still have to build upon this. But for now, I'm comfortable just going to year number 2 and just kind of seeing what happens. So hopefully in year number 2, we end up as a really good team out in the East. We, power ranking lands us number 1 with Mitchell and Melo as our backcourt. So yeah, things are looking good. So Mitchell, LaMelo, got Hunter, Washington, Mark Williams, Cody Martin off the bench, McDaniels off the bench, Cason Wallace, and Alex Fudge. So getting some rookies some minutes as well, which is nice. So perimeter centric is a 4-star system, and then shot tendencies, LaMelo is really high and Mitchell is really high. So that's exactly what I want. Washington, I want him to become a stud too in a way, so I'm going to boost it up to an 80. And then same thing for DeAndre Hunter. I want it to be like an 80 or something like that. So let's go ahead and simulate this season, and let's see how this new look Hornets roster does with Donovan Mitchell joining LaMelo. So at the end of this season, Luka Doncic wins MVP, Victor Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year, Drummond's your 6th man on the Bulls, Giannis Defensive Player, and then Paulo Banchero was approved on the Orlando Magic. Chris Finch, Coach of the Year, and Cody Toole is your executive. So here's your being first team. So no LaMelo Ball this time around. I'm assuming Donovan Mitchell kind of took some pressure off him a little bit. So Melo Ball got All-NBA second team, and here's your All-NBA third team, all defensive first team, and all defensive second team. So we are the first seed in the Eastern Conference. We went from the 8th seed all the way to the 1st seed. You love to see it. So Donovan Mitchell averages 27 here in Charlotte, 23 from Melo Ball, 17 from PJ Washington, and 14 from DeAndre Hunter. So we just needed these two to be decent enough. If they were able to shoot threes and take some pressure off, they space the floor. 35-41 will take it. And Mark Williams, of course, averaging almost 3 blocks per game. Exactly what we need. 13 points per game. On top of that, Wallace with 8 off the bench, 7 from Fudge off the bench, and then 7, and then 6. So really solid rotation all around. I mean, if we win a championship this year, that'd be freaking awesome. We get to play the New York Knicks. And I noticed that the Knicks did not. So they do not have him anymore. But the Knicks initially did sign Miles Bridges, but he's no longer here, which is a good thing. But regardless, Mitchell Robinson, Obi Toppin, Randall, Quentin Grimes, Brunson, Nick Smith Jr. is their rotation. They're the 8th seed. Hopefully, we don't get 8th seeded here after having a successful regular season, and we are going to sweep them. So we get rid of them fairly quickly. No pun intended when it comes to Emmanuel quickly, but we did get rid of them. So we get the Detroit Pistons now. We got Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart, Colin Sexton. That's a damn good team in Detroit right now. And by the way, tonight, the Blazers get to play the Pistons in Summer League, so I cannot wait to see Shaedon Sharpe play, for sure. I'm so excited. I'm going to be staying up super late to watch that game. It starts like at 11 p.m. my time, which is crazy. Regardless, you know your boy's staying up to watch that game. But I don't know if we're about to beat this team. This is a very scary team. And I'm pretty sure the Pistons are like starting their starting 5 in real life in Summer League. I could be wrong about that, though. So game 1, we're up on a 0. So good start. We win by 13. Washington at 28. If Washington wants to ball out all series, more than welcome to. 2-1. Can we go up 3-1? No. Oh, man. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose 3 in a row. I feel like that's where this is going right now. So let's go ahead and simcast this game 5 and try to, take care of this. Looks like, okay, we almost won the first quarter by a landslide, but looks like they kind of came back there. So this is a close game. Please win. Please win. Please win. Please win. And we did. So can we beat them in 6? No, we're going to a game 7. Back to Charlotte. So back to Charlotte for a game 7. We just took care of home court. So let's just keep it up. All right, come on. We could do this. We could do this. First quarter is won by a little bit, and now they've won the second quarter. Third quarter, we need to come back. It's not looking good, boys. We've lost. So just like that, we lose 137-115. Donovan Mitchell drops 36, but the Pistons go on to beat us in 7, as we have the Detroit Pistons losing in 7 to the Nuggets. Okay, run it back one more year, shall we? Draft lottery time. I mean, do we go ahead and make a crazy trade again this offseason, or we just rely on development? Honestly, I think we should just rely on development as Jazz get the #1 overall pick, which is huge for them because obviously no longer have Gobert, no longer have Donovan Mitchell, so now they have a pick. And then as far as our pick is concerned, it actually this year should go to the Spurs, where so 29, that's going to be the Spurs pick. So I'm going to give that to them right now because it is not protected anymore. So that pick, it belongs to the Spurs. So Spurs, you can have your pick now. It has conveyed to you. So I'll just take your bottom second and we'll call it even. All right, staff signing. Head coach, going to leave that the same. I mean, the only thing I want to do is get a wing whisper. And honestly, I kind of want to just run it back another year, low key. I really do. I don't think there's anything I really want to do because I like my roster. It's going to progress. The bench is going to get better as well this offseason. So, I mean, we're in a good position. I don't think we have a crazy draft pick. So, kind of want to just run it back. We have bottom 3 second round picks. So, probably not going to help me any. I'm not even going to worry about any of them. Player options, we'll accept all these. And then qualifying offers. Melo Ball is a free agent, so that obviously needs to be taken care of. But free agency in general, 2K, please do not freeze on me. Please do not crash on me. I hate ending the video like this, but as you guys can see, 2K decided to crash, so we'll never know what I was able to do in the 3rd season because I have autosave off on this file, so I can come back to it each and every time. So all that progress we made is all gone. So, oh my goodness, that is so unfortunate. Wow. Well, that's 2K for you. We all know how that goes. So yeah, this is what the Hornets roster looks like again. So we'll never know if I could have won a championship in year number 3. Because I just made all that progress and I loved what we were doing there. I think year number 3, we had a really good chance of winning a championship. And 2K, you know what? I'm gonna upload this video. I'm still gonna upload this video because we all deal with this. We all deal with this crap. 2K share scenarios are a freaking, they're a joke, bro. They're a joke. Sometimes they just crash like that. Makes no sense, man. If you're not gonna have a start today in next gen, then at least have your 2K share scenarios work, bro. It's so annoying. Regardless, man, I thought that we put together a pretty good roster in Charlotte, despite, obviously Miles Bridges potentially being gone this offseason for them. So Hope you guys enjoy the video regardless. I'm sorry that it comes to an ending like that, but man, I loved the roster we put together. Really wish we could have won a championship there to just end things off, but we come up short against Detroit. Unfortunate. Year number 3, I think we definitely could have done something there, but we lose, and that's just kind of the reality of the situation. So hope you boys enjoy the video regardless. Hopefully that doesn't ruin the video too much, but for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.